Today, President Trump touted the, quote, historic dawn of a new Middle East as he signed a peace plan in front of more than 20 world leaders in Egypt. Now, just hours before, the 20 remaining hostages in Gaza were returned to Israel and reunited with their families. Cameras captured the emotional moments as the hostages became free for the first time in 2 years. CBS News correspondent Erica Brown joins us live in Washington, D.C. tonight. And Erica, the president today declared peace in the Middle East. Good evening.
Good evening, Courtney. That is absolutely right. Today, President Trump declaring peace in the Middle East as his administration and world leaders celebrated at a summit today a ceasefire brokered in part by this White House between Israel and Hamas. And it comes on a day of hope and optimism with that emotional return of Israeli hostages that were released in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Emotional reunions filled with tears, excitement, and relief as the released Israeli hostages embraced their families after more than 2 years in Hamas captivity. President Trump, who helped broker the peace plan, addressed Israel's parliament Monday, receiving a standing ovation, and called the moment the historic dawn of a new Middle East.
This is not only the end of a war. This is the end of an age of terror and death and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God.
As part of the deal, nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners were returned to the West Bank and Gaza, greeted by crowds of supporters. Then in Egypt, President Trump led a ceremonial signing of the agreement, which also calls for a surge of humanitarian aid into Gaza. Leaders from more than 20 nations joined President Trump for a summit to discuss the next phases of the peace deal. But representatives from Israel and Hamas did not attend.
For the people of Gaza, the focus now must be on restoring the basics of a good life. We're going to have a lot of money coming into Gaza and a lot of rebuilding and building. It's not so much rebuilding, it's really building.
Other major hurdles ahead include who will govern Gaza and disarming Hamas. But today, many are celebrating reunions with loved ones and the step toward peace. Now, this phase of the peace deal also includes the release of the remains of some 28 Israeli hostages who died in captivity, some of which have already been returned to finally be laid to rest. David?
Erica Brown in Washington, thank you.